Hi, welcome to Take 5 with Debbie and Jenny. I'm Debbie.
And I'm Jenny.
And today we're going to talk about a seemingly mundane, but we think super important topic, and that's meetings.
This is basic stuff. You know this. Everyone knows this, but
Yes.
not everyone does it. So don't be that person. Have a meeting invitation that's useful and have a meeting agenda.
Two things. As we get started, we'd like you to have a concrete example in mind, either a meeting that you're going to be hosting soon or maybe one that you hosted recently that didn't go well. So have that example in mind as we move forward.
Now, grab a pencil and paper or something to jot notes down on because you'll be applying what we talk about using that meeting that you just are thinking of.
Let's start with the meeting invitation. The meeting invite helps you get the right people there and hopefully prepared because you've prepared them. So look at this example here. I use a descriptive title so that anyone who's looking at that meeting in their calendar knows what it's about. It's about looking at open requisitions for hiring. I also always designate required and optional attendees. This tells the required attendees that yes, I want you there. And it tells the optional attendees that you really are optional, and if you've got other higher priority things to do, you don't need to come, but FYI, this is going on.
Yeah, I love that tip. I always ensure that I put the meeting purpose in the invitation, just in case the title isn't enough for people to understand what the purpose of the meeting is.
Right.
And I also sometimes will include the agenda, but I sometimes won't. Regardless, I always have an agenda, like I said at the beginning.
Yes.
Even if it's just a one-on-one, because I don't want to forget anything that's important.
So let's dig into the agenda. As Jenny just said, it could be as simple as a checklist that you can use with a one-on-one or a small group of people. But let's look at this example of a formal meeting agenda. It has topics, it has leaders, it has times. And I like to use the times because those help me keep on track so that I can be sure to get to everything that I wanted to cover in the meeting.
You can see in this agenda, the major topic is moving stuck requisitions. And this can be a lively discussion. So having times and holding to those times is really helpful.
Yeah.
Now, this is also where I like to use a parking lot in my meetings. That's just a visible place to jot down tangents and deeper conversations that enables you to circle back at the end of the meeting and see if they need to be addressed. I can't tell you the number of times I've said, "Ooh, that's a great point. Let me jot it down in the parking lot." And when we come back to it at the end of the meeting, it's no longer relevant or we've already addressed it.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen too. So back to the agenda. I want to try to note here for you that I leave 5 minutes at the end of all of my meetings, particularly the important ones, for wrap up and next steps. It not only lets me go back to that parking lot Jenny just talked about, but it's also my buffer in case I have to let the meeting run a little long on a particular topic because it's important to stay on that topic.
Yeah, I hope this makes sense because we're going to have you thinking about that meeting that you jotted down at the beginning. We're going to have you apply what you just learned. Using this template, spend some time putting together an agenda and a good meeting invitation that's useful. You can download from cwtrainingandconsulting.com the template, or we'll drop a link in the description below.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I hope you got as much out of this as we got talking about it. It always reminds me about good tips for meetings. And if you're interested in learning more about effective meetings or other topics to help you hone your professional skills, drop us a line. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, so like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'd love to hear from you. And thanks for taking 5 with Debbie and Jenny.